All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Rusty. We are going to go through some of these comments. I have to get my phone up as well so we can get some stuff going here. I just gotta type this. All right. So it looks like we have, starting at the very top, we got Buddy Biggs. Nice to have you in here, Buddy Biggs. First one in here at that was Buddy Biggs. Then we had Stuck on You, Magnet Fishing. Lindsay, nice to have you in here. Diving with Scuba Steve, nice to have you in here as well. Tim Borton, nice to have you in here as well. Pops Magnet Fishing, glad you got our envelope. Jared from Flying Arrow Magnetics, nice to have you in here. Greg Rafke, nice to have you here as well. My Muddy Mess, hi, how's it going? Bad Idea Lab, nice to have you in here. Jeff Jackson, nice to have you in here as well. Bad Idea Lab. Let's see. Stuck on Dillinger says hi. Glad Dillinger's doing better, by the way. I know he had broke out in some hives earlier, so that's good that he's doing all right. Wendy's Excellent Adventure, nice to have you in here. Traveling Hobbyist, nice to have you here. I know you're enjoying your night at work, man, but we'll make this time go by a little bit faster for you. Keep Digging, Metal Detecting, nice to have you in here. Oh, let's see. Tennessee Prepper, nice to have you in here as well. I got to make sure I got all you guys in here that are moderators. All right. Looks like we have everyone so far smurfed. Bad Influencer, awesome to have you in here. Jay Don't Play, welcome back. Nice to have you back in here. She was a guest a couple weeks ago. Let's see. Jonathan Hodges, nice to have you in here as well. I'll make sure you're a moderator. Huh? What are you talking about? Your eyes? I said lies. Jonathan Hodges, Greg, Jeff. Well, then bring your butt over here, Jen.
I am coming.
The Salty Magnet Fisher, nice to have you here. Big movie fan, 18 plus.
When there's only one person in the sweatshop.
Pond Scum, nice to have you here as well. DB, nice to have you here. And it looks like we are down
Where's
to
Mary. Mary's not getting snack yet?
Mary's not in here yet.
Okay, well, I'll make sure I like her on the previous situation.
Oh, previous situation.
You.
Me?
Giving me smoke about being in the workshop.
Oh, wow. All right. With that being said, though, it looks like we are down to the bottom of people that are in here. I do have a few things I do have to talk about, but we can. I got to sneeze.
Achoo.
Supposed to say watermelon.
Gargonzola.
Gargonzola. Nightheart, nice to have you in here as well. Jen's yelling Nightheart in the background.
What was that?
I told you, Mom, losing my voice.
Just puberty.
Thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Without further ado, are you ready in the background? All right. We are going to bring up our guest tonight. You guys know her by Hot Mess Fishing. She not only does fishing, magnet fishing, and dirt fishing. So we are going to bring up Miss Hot Mess Fishin. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. Hey, everybody. Good to see a good turnout in here.
Yeah, we're just starting in here, so it's kind of nice to finally wow. Nice to finally have you up on our live.
Yeah, I feel like I know you already because, we've had correspondence through messages and I've been in your chat a million times. You know what I mean? Like, and I was sitting there thinking, have I been on this panel? I was like, no, I haven't.
No, we have not yet. And finally, we have. So, Magnet Fishing for Meteorites is in here as well. Nice to have you in here. I don't think they are not a moderator, so I'm going to make them a moderator real quick. Add moderator, standard moderator. All right, so there we go. County Seat Adventures, Ken and T are in here. Jeez, I'm all over the place already tonight. Oregon Family Fishing, Magnet Fishing is in here. So, I got to ask you, what's new with you?
So what's new, like what's already currently going on or what's coming up? Because those would be two totally different questions.
That's where I was going next. So,
okay, so what's new right now? I'll tell you, I just mentioned it backstage, but I just injured myself. I had a 3-inch rupture of my calf muscle, which kept me from magnet fishing and metal detecting for over a month. I'm weaning out of that boot now. I'm trying to get my strength and stamina back. It's way harder than I thought it would be. But you can't keep me down. So I'm trying to get back out there and do the things that I love. And thank you. Oh, thank you for dropping my link. And that's been my current situation, I guess, for a while now. Like I'm just going out and trying to, mostly I'm metal detect. For those of y'all, I guess, who don't know me, that's what 90% of my channel is. You have seen me, or some people have seen me on there actually with the magnet before. And then there's definitely been fishing was what I started out with on this channel, actually fish fishing, but then there's magnet fishing and dirt fishing as well. But so I'm just trying to build my stamina to dig more holes is my current situation, what I got going on.
Gotcha. So first off, that rupture of the calf, that sounds like it really hurts.
Yeah. So I did it running both times because I actually heard it once, thought I was better, and a week and a half later I heard it really bad. I was chasing my dog that got out because when it comes to inside, like she listens, you know, she'll whatever I say is all good, but outside it's like squirrel, rabbit, deer, you know, she's gone, and you can't get her back. Like so, she went running. I went running after. It felt like somebody took a baseball or softball and threw it into my calf muscle. I like all of a sudden, it felt like somebody hit me and there was nothing there. And then I couldn't walk on it. And I was like, I'm so excited to see you, Salty. Sorry, I feel like I haven't seen you forever, but it hurt so bad. But then it happened again at a metal detecting competition where we had to run for the finish line. And I went to take like my first step to run towards the finish line. And it just felt like somebody shot me in the calf muscle. It felt like my muscle butterflied and came around to the side of my leg and slapped me in it. And it hurt so bad. So bad. I mean, I was there with Jersey Ray Diggs was standing right in front of me and like tears just coming down my face. Like I made it over the finish line, but I was just like dying. And then at that point, they were trying to carry me back to the tent. I couldn't do it. Like I wound up having to use my shovel and somebody else's shovel as crutches in order to make it back over there to ice my leg. But it hurts so bad. It was not a good experience.
But you said, though, we were talking a little bit backstage. You said you're doing a little bit better now. Did they give you a boot or anything you had to wear?
Yeah. So this happened in New York, and then I had went back to South Carolina and made it back up to North Carolina. I was trying to drive home. I couldn't do it. It hurt so bad. And by the time I got there, then they gave me a boot and I was on crutches and they told me I could wean myself out of it slowly. The other day I did a 6-hour fishing tournament on my channel. And I overdid it. Like I really didn't have any business climbing up and down that hill to take my, fishing gear up and down. And so I heard it pretty good. So I've been kind of slacking on metal detecting for the past few days because I'm trying to not overdo it. I've got some stuff coming up that I don't need to be injured for, but I'm also trying to find the balance between like resting it and building strength and stamina. So.
I see Jersey Ray Diggs is actually in here as well. So nice to see you in here, Jersey Ray Diggs.
Hey, Jersey Ray.
Nightheart said backstage, what are you, a rock star now? No, so we'll always, a little bit beforehand, we'll always go backstage a little bit, talk with people kind of before we go, just to talk a little bit about how things are going, what we're going to be talking about. Alice in Wonderland, thank you so very much. Alice Wonderland, thank you very much. Jen had to correct me. Jen is here now. Jen, say hi.
Hi.
Again, I feel like I know you, like, because I watched you so much, and but then I totally clicked that I'd never been on panel with you all.
Oh yeah.
Just in chat.
We've talked with you for over like almost probably 2 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. So that's why I was like, I feel like I've known you all this time, but no, we've never really actually had a real conversation. But
Right.
But then I hope to next year get to the event and May 25th, right? 25th, 26th. That's my plan. Like,
Yay.
so then we'll get to meet in person. But
most definitely.
Yes.
Oh, so I guess too. Geez, I cannot talk today.
the hot mess is rubbing off on you.
Okay, so speaking of the hot mess, okay. How did you get the name Hot Mess?
So I started out my channel not going to be a channel at all. I was just in people's live streams. I mean, I could go into the whole detail of how I came around the live streams, but really, I was just my first and last name. And this is the one time that my dogs are going to bark because somebody just came home. So hold on one second.
There it is. That's the one I was looking for. All right, so Jay said it's worth the trip, by the way. So that's pretty cool. She was there for the first time last year. So, yeah, we're definitely hoping that you're able to make it out this year. But back to what you were saying.
This is where I said you'll have to set me straight because I'll get, how did I become Hot Mess? Perfect example. So I think I've always been a hot mess, but it was just like I earned this name well before YouTube came around. But my name was just my first and last name, and I wasn't, prepared to do a channel or anything like that. But then I started doing some live streams and then deciding, okay, well, maybe I really will make a channel out of this. And so at the time, I was just doing fishing stuff. But if you watched me, you would know it was a hot mess. So I would do tournaments and something would happen. Like I'd forget, like I have a boat. And so I'd go to put my boat in and it would still be attached to the trailer in the back, like, which I never do. But because there was something going on, I had it tied back there. So like I'm 30 minutes late to the tournament because I can't get my boat in the water. I keep trying to back it up. It won't come off the trailer. Hot mess. I've dropped 2 phones in the lake while I was live. Hot mess. Like she's just a hot mess. So it was fitting. And then now that it's Hot Mess Fishing, it's also a hot mess because it could be fishing, it could be magnet fishing, or it could be dirt fishing. So because of that, it's all just hot mess, and I earned the name.
Got it. So that's cool. So the people that have the names that kind of coincide with their, their life.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know. I think it's kind of cool though. Everyone has their own name, how they pick their own name, and that's kind of cool to see. Like everyone's different type of name and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I don't know where I was going to go with that. I just kind of I had to wing that one.
Okay, good. We're on the same level. We both lose where we're the direction of what we're saying.
So I guess,
but I think it's neat. Like I think it's neat to watch people's names change. Because if I'm not mistaken, I watched Mary's name change too. In the 2 years or however long it's been that I've been around. Like you start to see people who, like I did, change and start to have a channel or just come up with their name. You know what I mean? And I don't know. And then you have all those people that do that, and we still know you by your first name. So like people still call me Elisha because it was part of my original name. And there's a guy, Great Lakes Adventure. His name used to be Joe Dirt. I'm always going to call him Joe Dirt because that's how I got to know him on this channel. I mean, on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's neat to see that too.
I forgot about that. Great Lakes was Joe Dirt.
I like Joe Dirt.
Yeah, I know. I can't call him the Great Lakes because I love Joe Dirt. I'm like, hey, Joe Dirt, every time I see him still. I hope you don't mind that I'll still call you that.
Yeah. Well, who else?
Jody.
Blackbeard Jay, and now he's just Jay, and I can't.
That one confused me.
Yeah, because now I'm just like, what
is it now?
It's Jay's something. I can't remember, but I can't not call him Blackbeard.
Hey,
so what's Jody's new name now?
Arky.
So I talked to Jody under the name Arky for a long time before knowing that was Jody. I had no clue. And I learned that, I think, last week. Speaking of, right there, Right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So I was like, what? Like, I was shocked. Like, I've said hello to Arky. I thought I had two different friends. It's all the same person.
So did you hear the story on when I met them?
No.
Oh my gosh. So,
Oh man.
you know, I have old lady 6-kid bladder.
You have mother
so
bladder.
I
Let's
have
just go
to
with that.
pee every 5 seconds.
I
So
understand that.
we're out like day before the event. I had no idea that they were coming. Beard and Risha knew. I didn't know what Jody or the blonde one looked like. I had no idea. So we're out fishing at one of our normal spots with the whole group of people, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta pee." And Clay's got the pickup truck now, and I'm used to being able just to open the doors and just
Because I had the Subaru before.
shimmy, and no one would see nothing.
Right.
So I've got the truck doors open, and I thought I had clearance. Well, no, you can see this. And there's a business behind us, and their break room is looking right at me. Clay's like, what are you effing doing? I said, what are you talking about? And he was like, everybody in the break room can see all your business. And I says, oh, I thought I had clearance. And he's like, you don't have clearance. You're mooning everybody. And I said, oh, crap. So I'm thinking, like, I'm freaking out, like, oh, great, somebody's going to call the cops on me. Well, all of a sudden, this black SUV pulls up. There's a guy in there. He's wearing this nice button-up polo, slacks. And I'm like, who's that? Risha's like this. And I'm like, great, I'm going to be arrested. I'm going to be arrested. And he's like, hi, do you know who I am? And I'm like, no, the cops. And she's like, try again. And I'm like, I don't know, the cops. And he's like, no. And I'm sitting there for a good like 10, 15 minutes trying to guess. Risha's snickering in the background. And he's like, no, I'm Jody. And I'm like, great, because I just peed my pants. Thank you. I was going to jail.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, it was that was definitely an interesting time. But it looks like we have a few other people that are coming in here too. Bob Kraft is in here. I saw some other people come in. Squirrel's Magnetic and Outdoors as
What's up,
well.
Squirrel?
So I guess too.
Oregon. Has he been in here for a while?
Yeah, he's been in here for a little bit.
Well, what's up, Oregon? I didn't see it.
With the first part of the question, what you've been up to, and then there was the second part that I was going to ask you too. What's going to be, I guess, your future looking like for YouTube?
So for YouTube?
Or for you in general?
Okay. So my upcoming, I guess, events that will also be part of YouTube. So October 21st, I'm going to a hunt in Tennessee. And it's the East Tennessee Organized Relic Hunt. Sorry, I had to make sure I got that title in there correctly. But they do a hunt twice a year. This will be their 5th one. And it's at a place like where they've done there was a battle years ago, a Civil War battle. And so they go around from like neighboring properties basically to, acquire more permissions for us to go out there and hunt. This is my first time going. But they find some really awesome stuff out there. And so a lot of it's, the mini balls and the musket balls, the bullets and stuff like that. But I think it might have been their first hunt. I can't remember, but somebody found this case and they didn't know what it was. And they thought it was going to be, forgot a cigarette case, or I don't remember what they thought it was going to be, just something random. They opened it up and it was these old pair of wire framed glasses that were in there. And underneath it was a dollar Confederate note that was found in this case. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm so excited to go hunt this area just because, there was definitely camping going on, marches going on, battles going on, and there's possibility of finding some really awesome stuff out there. But that's the first thing that I've got coming up. And it's a very small town. I don't know if there's going to be Wi-Fi. Sci-fi is what almost came out, sci-fi. But I don't know if there's going to be Wi-Fi for me to go live. Hot mess. And but if there is, I might try to go live from the hunt because it's a couple days that we'll be out there. Definitely going to be recording footage for the channel for that.
That's awesome.
And then the next big thing that I've got planned is real big. It's going to be 5 days long. It's in New Hampshire, and it's called Bone. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the Bone Hunt or not, but I forget better. No, I'm not going to say what it stands for because I don't remember. Best of the Northeast, I think, and some people say best of New England, but I think it actually is Northeast. So I did figure it out. I came up through with it. But that is like 1600s, 1700s land. And so there's like colonial finds and stuff like that out there. And this is the 31st hunt that they've had. So really looking forward to that one. Best of New England. See, I hear that it's different depending on who you ask.
That sounds a lot of fun. I was just going to say that's what Jersey Ray just said right there.
Yeah.
Screen work. Best of New England. That just sounds like a lot of fun.
I've looked it up online and I've seen them say both. I've looked it up on YouTube. There's a couple of videos I found, or a few videos I found, but I'm not sure what the actual one is. Skeeters is the people that put it on, and they have a website, and I can't remember which one they say, but best of what it is best. Is it the best hunt? I hope so. I'm just kidding. But they have 3 days of natural hunts up there. It is New England. Okay, gotcha. So I figure she would know. She lives up that way, so she's gonna know more than me.
It's not a seeded hunt. It's actual a natural hunt.
So 3 days are natural hunt, and then there's 2 days that are seeded hunts, and they've got like $6,000 worth of hush, $6,000 worth of like gold coins and silver and prizes, and then they do like token hunts that you can win prizes off of that, and they do raffles. Where this year I think the raffle is going to be a Manicore and a Xterra Pro.
Nice.
So there's just a bunch of cool stuff going on up there. You can pay to go to that one by the day, or you can pay to go like all 5 days. But I'm up there for the long haul on that one.
So
Nice.
I wish you were up to it already, Miss Elisha. Good size hunt in the Arkansas, middle of the month. Adventure Archaeology and Gypsy among other going to be there.
So is that Treasure Fest? Because I got invited to ride along and spectate at Treasure Fest, which is right before the Tennessee hunt. And I've not agreed to do it yet because I can't think of anything more miserable than sit and watch other people metal detect and not be able to do it myself.
I know. That's like magnet fishing. Oh, we're going to kayak, but don't bring your magnet. So I'm like this the whole time looking in the water like,
yeah.
I can't reach. I see, but I can't reach. I'm like, and Clay's like, stop looking in the water. I'm like, I can't help it.
Yeah. So I mean, I considered it, but I don't know. That sounds like not so much fun. But I mean, I do love, so the couple events that I've been to, meeting the people, talking to people, like, you know, whether you know them or you're just meeting them, like there's a lot of fun in that camaraderie and hanging out with other people that have the same interest as you and all that stuff. But yeah, that's the same one that I'm talking about, that Jersey Ray's talking about as well. But hey, Brockton.
What's up, Brockton?
What's going on?
But I don't know. I would like to go to that hunt. It's on my list of like bucket list hunts to do, but to just go and spectate, I'm not so sure.
Gotcha. With metal detecting, what detector do you use? Whew.
So I technically own 3. I don't use one of them. It fell apart the first week I used it. But it was just a bounty hunter gold digger that was on special at Walmart for like $60 or something. And I mean, but then I used the Simplex for a while after that, and I'll still pull it out sometimes, but I use the Legend.
The Legend now?
And I love it. Love the Legend.
Did you have the Simplex Plus?
Yeah, the Simplex Plus, the one, not the new ones, not the Ultra and the Light and all that stuff, but just the one that was before that, the Plus. And it's a good machine.
That's the one we have as well too.
I found gold, I found silver, I found all kinds of stuff with the Simplex. I loved it. I still do love it. Like I said, I'll never stop using it. But
I may have to give you a call sometime and need some help setting mine up a little bit better. Because I had to
because I feel like I know that one like the back of my hand. I really know that machine. Like my Legend, I feel like I'm still learning stuff. Like every time I take it out, I feel like I'm still learning new things and new ways to tweak it and get it better. But the Simplex, like I know that one really well.
Nice. Yeah, because I had to actually factory reset mine. Because I was watching set theirs up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try it like mine. I wasn't finding nothing. So I might have to give you a call sometime.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I can help you. I mean, Juice taught me how to set mine up. So, you know, take that or leave it however you want. I'm just kidding.
I hear you.
But he knows that machine, you know what I mean? He knew it real well and stuff like that. So I was thankful to have him mentor me on that.
There's a lot of people that I got Smurf now, but I did have them Smurfed at one point in time. I just don't know what's going on. So, okay, we covered that. Magnet fishing. You plan on going any magnet fishing this year as well?
Yeah, so I would like to get in either a live. Well, I don't know if I could do a live. I couldn't do a live stream for I Dig Fridays, but I could do one during the day. But I'd like to get in magnet fishing at least once before I go to Tennessee. So that would be in the next couple weeks, you know, to get that taken care of. But I haven't done that. Of the three things I do on my channel, it's the one I've done the least, but I want to do it even more. You know what I mean? My problem with that so far has been like, if I do it, I'm almost going to have to do it not for video, for fun, because some of the places, there's nowhere that I can set a camera up. Like, I mean, I don't have a way, like, I can use my GoPro on my head. What am I talking about? So I forgot. Scratch that. But they're so close that when a car comes, I'm going to have to get out of the way. You see what I mean? Like, there's no, like, the bridges that I want to go to, they're out in the country, but there's no, like, pull off, no emergency lane, no, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, if I were to step to the side, like, there'd be room for my foot between the white line and, you know, the edge of the bridge. Wow. So there's, like, nowhere to stand, but I really want to check those places out because they're kind of places that are sort of, like, blocked from other, you know, like people could toss something easy, you know what I mean, and think that they wouldn't be seen there.
So Jado said we need more women fishers.
Oh yeah. Well, I've always been like the tomboy, you know what I mean? Like I've been fishing, digging my own worms to do that with since I was a little girl, you know, stuff like that. So I've always done and when I go to metal detecting events or, you know, when I put my boat into the lake, you know, I'm used to the guys being like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? To me, it's just normal. Just like.
So I cannot back the trailer to save my life.
I had to learn when I got the boat. Like, it was funny because I would go out there and I would try, and then like people would come and they'd be ready to put their boat in, and I would like drive up and let them go in front of me. They're like, "No, honey, you're fine." I was like, "No, really, go." I was like, "I'm just practicing," you know what I mean, to make sure I can do it. But there was a video online that I learned how to do it, and it was like put your hand at the bottom of the steering wheel, and then turn your hand the direction you want it to go, because it's opposite when you do it up top. You know what I mean? Like it's not the same way. But if you put your hand at the bottom of the wheel, then you put your hand the way you want the trailer to go, and it works. And that helped me a lot.
Yeah, because I always put mine on the top and just kind of was going back and forth.
I don't know what you were doing, but you were yelling and screaming at me and pulling forward and pulling backwards and I said, just let me do it. Now I got it. And I said
45 minutes later the boat's in the water.
A, by me, or B, we both just pulled it off the trailer and carried it to the water.
Yeah, we had a little John boat, so we ended up just picking it up off the trailer and just carried it to the water. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I tap. Bold Lion did say that he got his package from us.
Good, finally.
So that is awesome. 10 magnet fishers is in here as well. What are you looking at?
I'm trying to figure out what are those they look like caltrops, but the metal polishing things that look like them. Because we got something and they look like caltrops, but they're like welded together.
You have to remember they did come in.
No,
I don't know.
didn't. They were like wired together. That's why I'm trying to see if it's those or
so
if they're not.
We've been trying to figure out. We have it looks like a caltrop, but it's actually two of them like welded together.
There's like a little bar in between. So it's like caltrop, like a little tiny bar, and then another one. And then there's two other ones that are about the same size, and they look like they would have been on the other ends of it, but it like either disintegrated or they were broken off because there's like a little tab on each end where they would have been connected. And
they're smaller than the normal.
Yeah, they're a little bit smaller
than caltrops, like than the actual ones that we've gotten, because the ones that we actually have, like the actual caltrops, are probably they're about that big.
There's different sizes, but these ones are smaller than the ones that we've ever found. And the ones that I've seen that are together, they're like wrapped with a wire and then twisted, and then another one wrapped with a wire and then twisted and then wrapped with a wire. I can't find any that are actually like got like a little welding nub, unless that's how they made them and then cut them off.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's why I was wondering if they were like the polishing type of ones, and they're not actual
metal finishing. Like the little ones they use for metal finishing, they put them like in a giant tumbler, and it's supposed to take off all the edges and stuff like that, like rough edges.
So that's why I was thinking maybe that's what those were, but I can't. I don't know what they're called to try to find them. I'll grab it. So you guys can see it.
Grey Wolf Outdoors Homestead, nice to have you in here. I'm going to give you a...
Hey, Grey Wolf.
So that's pretty cool. So I guess back to what we were like with metal detecting, what have you found your bucket list find yet, or is there something out there that's like your unicorn that you want to find?
So I don't think I'll ever like stop with a bucket list. Like if I find one, there's going to be the next one. You know what I mean? Like there's always going to be something. But so the thing that's hard to even admit is that I put a bucket list for the year. You know, I did this in January and said like for the year I want to find, and I still haven't found it. I mean, now I was injured and out for over a month, so that has hurt things, but I'm looking for, and this is not even like the greatest of grand things that I could find, but just for the year, my bucket list item was an Indian head penny. And I can't find one. Like I'm finding stuff that is dated in the same time period. Just nobody dropped a penny out of their pocket. They lost, buttons off their clothes, or they lost, like awards. I mean, just all this different stuff. But like nothing has been the penny that I'm looking for. So the oldest penny I found so far is 1914 wheat penny. So I'm close. I'm real close, but I haven't hit the IHP yet.
Yeah, wow. I found a couple Wheaties, and that's about all I've really found. Like otherwise, like normal pocket change and stuff like that. Hey, for 1 second, I'm gonna blow Jen up here, just full screen.
Okay.
So these are the ones.
Oh.
See how they're connected?
Yeah.
And then they've got this end too. Now these ones are just a hair. Hold on. This one's just a hair smaller, but it's also got. Hold on. Where's it at? It's also got this little where it looks like it was connected. But see,
yeah, I'm looking at it on my computer. If you see me looking, I'm looking down at the bigger screen. But
so yeah, this one's a little bit smaller, but it looks like it would have been
this one over here,
like connected at some point. And this one's the same, smaller. These two are the same size. And then these
they do look like they just like were maybe made that way and then cut. Like, I mean, not cut with scissors, but you know what I mean. But like, it does look like that.
Because most caltrops do have a little nub on them, but it's just a little nub.
Yeah.
And I've never seen them connected like that, though.
These have the points. There's one.
Jeff Jackson said maybe ones that were molded wrong.
They're 6 pointed, which is what caltrops usually are.
Yeah.
The ones that got molded wrong, Jeff Jackson said, because they are 6 pointed.
Yeah, because most of them, they'll look like this, where it's just got that little tiny nub.
Oh, why are you using vinegar?
And then this one here, the bigger.
She's using apple cider vinegar.
Well, that's what I had. Mind your business. I'm not using bark.
I agree that I think that's before they broke them apart. Like that's the mold, how they're made to get. I mean, I don't know, but that's what it looks like.
None of them that we have seams on them. They all look like they were like poured. So I don't know.
That's going to be one of those fun things to investigate, though. And you know, I mean, I say fun, but you know what I mean. Like it may take you. You know, who knows? I mean, but I love that. When I find something I don't know what it is, I love trying to figure out what it is. But it gets frustrating when you can't find it. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, it does, because you're looking and looking and looking, and then of course you've got a million people that interrupt, and
Read that
you
idea
lose,
lab real quick.
You lose where you're at.
He said, I bet a bunch were casted together as a rod, and then they just cut them apart. So that would make sense, because, but the thing is, there's all different sizes, and I don't know.
Well, then I guess maybe that would be a cooler find.
So I don't know if it's real with what Dave just found, but hold on. Give us 1 second here.
no, you're fine.
What?
Google Lens said that's a brake caliper.
I know. The first time I Google lensed it, because I had like the star that had like the 5 point. It looked like an actual star. They were like, it's a live starfish. I was like, first of all, it's not alive. Second of all, it looks nothing like a starfish. And third of all, Google Lens can kick rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the concept of that is a good idea, but I'm telling you, I've found the worst matches ever. Like, and I'm like, no way, exactly, a live starfish. Come on now.
I've gotten like.
I think I've gotten one good match one time on Google Lens. All the other times, it's like so far fetched to what I actually have. I'm like,
yeah,
I've gotten like dog poop. Like it's shown me like dog poop. I'm like, that's not.
You said dog poop in my dog.
Real quickly, grab that real quick so we can.
Oh, that's funny.
Two Brothers Treasures is in here.
If I could get out.
And so whatever reason, our chair, like the legs, always want to mangle and then never want to come apart. Two Brothers is in here. And Jen actually was just finishing up, and I think she showed him already. But these
did show him.
We do offer now channel patch hats. So that is Two Brothers hat.
Oh, cool.
So I got the hats. I usually get the hats only for the events. And so I got the hats for the events, and he asked if I could put his patch on a hat. And so I was like, yeah, I got the perfect hat. And I sent it to him, and I put the patch on it. And so this is his hat. But I do have the rest of the hats for the event. And I did order some more colors. So
you have to intertwine.
Oh my gosh.
Ow, my arm.
Well, get it out of here. So I've got like this. I've got like a pink and white one.
I love the pink. That one, that's my favorite. Hush.
I've got blue and black. I've got the red and black, or black and red, I guess. I've got a black and green. It's like a black and like yellow.
Fluorescent yellow.
Or no, it's gray.
Yellow.
It's gray.
Gray and fluorescent yellow.
And then I've got the olive green. I've got the green and black, gray and white, and then gray and black, black and white, and then like a light gray and white. And then I also had just ordered a orange and black, like a hunter orange and black. And then I believe I got a purple and white one, a baby blue and gray one as well, coming. So for the event, I will be doing some.
Gray Wolf just asked if you make patches.
Sure do. So I can literally take your logo and make it. I can put Velcro on it. I can just send it to you, which is an iron-on. You can put it on whatever hat you want, or if you want the hat, you can get the hat with it. Or if you don't want your logo and you want something like the YouTube logo or whatever, do whatever. I've got a YouTube.
So if Matt, there's Bucky's in here, Mad Mag 1 is in here. So if anybody is ever looking for, let's say patches or anything, just shoot me an email, therustymagnets@gmail.com, and just put in there what you're looking for. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of different things for just the event and stuff like that. These are some of the patches that she made up for. There's the
YouTube logo. And then I did Chris Maybe's logo.
For Maybe Adventures.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so I can do these colored ones. And Clay's been working on trying to get the leather ones together.
Should be on the top there. So we've been doing the different ones as so that is actually like the QR code for our channel.
Oh, that's cool.
You can scan that, it goes directly to our channel.
That's awesome.
We have like the YouTube one. Oops. Then we have the Treasure Crest, which has like
everybody on it.
Yeah, it's got metal detecting, magnet fishing, scuba diving, and prospecting. And then we have like our logo and stuff on that.
Yeah, so we can do either or, and there's other colors than that. We've got like black and gray,
peanut
and
butter.
Yeah, there's different color
black.
Of the leather one.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, we call it peanut butter.
Peanut butter. That's peanut butter.
Yeah.
No, the peanut butter is a lighter color.
Yeah, the peanut butter is like a lighter.
So yeah, so we've been doing just different stuff and trying to get everybody all channeled out. So yeah. But yeah, so I also do like the shirts with like vinyl, or if you want to wear white shirts, I can do the sublimation shirts. So that would be an all color or whatever. If you've got a black and white logo, I can do whatever on your shirt. Yeah, so whatever you guys want.
So let's get back on topic here, though. Like I said, the email is in there. If anybody needs anything, just shoot us an email, and we can take your broadcast. Make sure you do put your prices out there so everybody knows how much you charge.
Oh yeah, shirts are $25. Hats. I mean, patches are color patches are $8 a piece. The leather ones are $10. If you want it on a hat, I don't know what we would charge for the hat.
I don't know.
Probably with the patch, $25 maybe.
I think 20.
20 with the patch.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you think. Yes.
But with, I guess back to with magnet fishing though, what would be one thing you would particularly like to find that you have not found yet magnet fishing?
A weapon.
Did you say a whip?
A weapon.
A weapon.
I was going to say a whip. That
just anything that I can claim was, a weapon. No. I mean, I'd like to find the gun. You know what I mean? I think that's one that a lot of people like to find. Yeah, knife or gun, either one. Because I mean, like honestly, I haven't done it enough to find anything really cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've only found like nails and a bunch of like rusty bits of nothing, like slag, whatever you call that stuff, just gross. I want to find usable fishing gear. That's one thing I really want to find, like to be different than what other people say. Like that's why I kind of started picking up the metal detector in the first place. Not why I've always wanted to metal detect, but once I started doing it like for YouTube, it was because I was like, oh, maybe I'll find some gear. You know what I mean? I like to find some, lead and, some tackle and stuff like that. But yeah, like when I watch you all, any of you all, and I see y'all bring in all this fishing gear, I'm just like salivating over here, just like, I mean, I wish I could find that, you know. And then
Actually,
Grandma Kelly's like laughing at me. She's like, what? She was like, I got a box of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but
Mary said, she's like, all right. But
Yeah, you just found
I
that
just found
ugly
that-
stick.
I found an ugly stick just recently, like the whole real hole and
It was
everything.
like brand new. And then like a month ago, you found that other one. It was purple, and it was like a $300 pull in reel. It was like
that's
still
awesome.
selling it in stores, and it was great condition. Like I took it apart and cleaned everything out. Yeah, it was a good pull.
Yeah, I'd like to find that some usable.
And we don't fish.
Yeah.
We don't fish. We throw a lot of our like lure stuff away. I just recently started keeping it because I'm going to make a wind chime out of my lures.
All like the
Oh,
spinner
that's cool.
and stuff like that. We're gonna
Yeah.
use as like
Yeah.
Okay. So I answered that. She answered that question. What are the questions?
Oh, better this than Clay got beat with the ugly stick. Oh,
Look at your pants.
Yeah, but we definitely find like
We find so many fishing lures. It's not even funny. Like
not even just fishing stuff though. We find a little bit of everything. Like we don't never know. We're gonna get just rusty stuff, antique stuff, like good antique stuff. We found the best thing on the planet this last weekend. Like the coolest thing. We find guns. We find knives.
To be honest with you, I don't want to find I like finding them because they're obviously fun to find. But the stuff that we've been finding recently is what we enjoy to find. I don't know if you happen to see what we found over the weekend. A 1930s Route 66 porcelain or ceramic.
It's porcelain, double-sided.
Double-sided
the
porcelain.
porcelain what? Like I didn't hear what it was.
It's a Texaco sign.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's a 40.
That's awesome.
It's a 42-inch double-sided porcelain Texaco sign from the 30s.
That's cool.
Mark lost his phone yesterday.
Yeah, I heard. He told me.
Oh no, that's not good.
Oh no.
Yeah, we find a little bit of everything. It's unreal what we find. We just never know. I mean, we get our share of rusty, which is whatever, but I mean, it's just unreal. I mean, we were out for a couple of hours and filled up his pickup truck this weekend. Just on the kayaks, just loaded. He said if I would have kept fishing, my boat would have been, so you know, on the kayaks where it's like one color on one side and one color on the other side, and there's like that line where they like
another one.
stick it together. Yeah. If I would have fished anymore, I would have been like at that line. That's how far down I was. I had so much stuff on my kayak.
As a matter of fact, Dave turned in the scrap trailer. Mm-hmm. In 8 days, we pulled up 1,800 pounds in 8 days.
Wow.
So that's another trailer run that went in. And once we're going to do one more run, and then we're going to be donating the other check to the American Legion again. No, Route 66 was not up in Wisconsin. It was further south. But what they consider it is a Route 66 style gas station sign.
It's a dial.
All four of us were going to sink if we kept going. Yes, most definitely. Okay, so I guess we can get on to fishing. What's the largest fish you have ever caught?
So I'm not like, so I catch like most of the time, like I'm a crappie angler more than anything. So they don't get that heavy. But since the world of YouTube, I've been trying to teach myself to catfish, you know, stuff like that. So like my catfish totals, I've only caught 2 flathead catfish ever, and the biggest one was like almost 5 pounds. But then my channel catfish was 11 pounds, and my blue catfish is 14 pounds. So like I don't have some big gigantic number. Like the lake that I live near, I know somebody that caught one that was 103 pounds out of there. I haven't been that person yet. Like I don't have any of the big monsters, but
that's what the sign looked like that he pulled out. It was a lot. Oh, it was a lot rustier, but
But I've caught some fish that they consider trophy fish in Kentucky. Like I've got 2 of them. And after you catch 3 of them, then you can be a master angler is what they call it. But, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely go check that out because I hadn't seen it.
Chris maybe said his biggest was 45.5-inch muskie. Greg Rafke's was 56-inch muskie. That's nice. Okay. So with
my largemouth bass, I'm trying to remember how big it is, but I think it was like right under 6 pounds.
That's still
so I mean, it's still good bass. Yeah, there are bigger ones out there, but it was pretty good for me.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of noodling?
No. So first of all, I'm terrified of snakes. Okay, so the snakes would bother me more than anything. But I want to keep my fingers. And turtles are in those same holes that catfish are in. And no, never in a million years will I ever go noodling.
Yeah, I see these people and they're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stick my hand in a hole that you cannot see, muddy water, and hope I don't find a snapping turtle.
No, I can't do it. It's not like there's no questioning it at all. The answer is no.
Yeah. Okay.
More power to those people who do, but I could not.
At least we're on the same page on that one. Jenny, you're gonna stick your stump in there?
No, are you joking with me? I ain't sticking nothing in those dark holes.
Oh man. So what would be a goal for you? We're gonna start out with we already talked about the next year. What would be your 5-year goal?
5-year goal? I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, nice. Here we go.
The Speechless came out. I don't know. I'm going to be real generic with that answer. And it's just to meet as many of you all as I can. Like really. Yeah.
So
to get as many events as I can, to get as many events under my belt, to meet as many of you all as I can. Like that's been my favorite thing about YouTube is the people I've met since then.
Definitely is. If you do come this year to the event in Beloit, you'll be able to meet Sonic from the UK, Ray,
that's awesome,
and Lee, and some other people that are going to be there. But
yeah,
what I wanted to talk about too is I understand that you've been having a little bit of an issue with trying to overcome a little bit of the number game on YouTube. So
yeah, when I was a smaller channel, like every time you get close to a what do you call it, a milestone, you would lose, your numbers would go back down. You know what I mean? You'd almost make it to 100, but then you'd lose like 10 or 15. You know what I mean? Like, and so like it just kind of steadily kind of kept going for a while. But then when I got to 1.87, I couldn't get to 1.87. It took me like a month of it falling back. Like I would get like 5 and I would lose 7, and then I would gain 7 and I would lose 6, and then I would gain 3 and I would lose 7. You know what I mean? Like it just kept me from getting there. But then over the past week, it finally went back over 1.88. I don't know what it is now, but
that is the link. So you guys, if you guys have not checked out Hot Mess Fishing, make sure you guys go over there.
Thank you.
Check her out. I was just going to say check them out. Check her out. Leave a like, leave a comment, and make sure to turn the notifications on. Are we going to be getting some new stuff soon from you?
Yes. So I'm working on a video now to come out this next week, but I should be getting back to what I was doing, which was 1 short, 1 live, and 1 video a week, like is what I tried to do. Just 1 of each every week. And then when I got injured, my channel has slacked off. So like that could be another reason why my numbers weren't growing, because I really wasn't, I was doing like a 15-minute live on Friday and that was it or something. So that probably had something to do with it. But now that I'm able to get out there again, I'm able to record stuff, like I haven't actually went out and hunted anywhere great or, like done anything that spectacular yet, but I'm back on that track now. So like the footage. So anybody that doesn't have my channel, if you go and you look up stuff, you might want to look further than a month and a half back and watch that stuff, because what you're going to see, like we had a guy in the fishing community that passed away. So like there was a couple of live streams where I was like singing for him, like we kind of prayed for him, like he had a stroke, was in the hospital, and like, so that's what those, a couple of live streams are. Then there's just me outside talking. There's it's just the last month and a half, I wouldn't say that's my regular content. It's just been I've been stuck in a boot, and that's what I was able to do. So if you go back beyond that, that's the kind of stuff that's coming back out.
Okay. So with where you live, not going to ask you where you live or anything, but have you metal detected your property?
Oh yeah. Most of my best finds have been at my house.
Really?
I wouldn't say all of my best finds, but even when I was doing a live stream from my house, I found a Indian spear point, and I found like just in the hole. It obviously wasn't found with the metal detector, but it was in the plug. And then I found a buffalo nickel, which that's not my best find. But what I found on the third thing that I found in that same live stream was an eagle 2-piece button. So it was. Some people have told me it's from the Civil War. Some people have told me it's from the Indian War. I'm not sure which one it is. I've had people kind of very strongly tell me they know what they're talking about and that it's this and it's that. So I don't know which one it is, but it's military and it's old and it's 1800s.
That is awesome.
But yeah, but I found some really, that's just some of the stuff that I found out here. But like lots of harmonica pieces, one fully intact pocket watch, just a plate off of another pocket watch, and then another pocket watch that was from the mid 1800s that I was able to date because it had the number on there, the serial number. But there's just so much stuff that I found right here where I live. So that's been.
We metal detected our backyard, and the only thing that we found was a couple matchboxes, and we found a cow jawbone in the hole, because it's like the whole, just a jawbone.
Yeah.
And so we kind of did a little bit of research. Our neighbor has a well in his backyard that's covered by the fire pit or something now. And then from here to like the next town over was all farmland.
Yeah.
So
the reason why I'm getting so quiet is because you reminded me that like right out here out the road from my house, I found teeth. I found 2 teeth, and they look human to me. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're an animal. I've Googled. I've tried to figure out what they are. I didn't keep them. I figured there was some bad juju attached to these teeth. So they're back in the ground. But I found like 2 teeth, and they look human. But I don't know if there's something else, but it freaked me out.
Wow.
I just buried those back down. I was like, whoa. I don't know that I even went. I don't think I even got whatever was in that hole. So I'll probably end up digging the teeth again one day. But I know the general area where they're at.
Oof. So I was just messing around in our house, metal detecting a little bit, and let's just say my holes were not the greatestly dug.
Looks like we had I don't know.
Looks like a gopher.
Beaver. Gopher dug up my yard.
Since metal detecting with bearded Elisha, my plugs have gotten better.
Yeah, the first. Everybody starts new. You know what I mean? Well, you don't come into it just knowing exactly what you're doing. But mine are way better now. Like at first, they weren't. But you start to learn to do This is what I tell people when I ask if I can detect their yard. Like first of all, I don't use the word dig. But I say I cut a plug. But once I'm talking to somebody, I'll say, we do kind of like a horseshoe type cut, and we fold it over. and we look for what we're going to get here in the hole, and then we put it back. And, so your sod's still intact, all that. That's usually what if somebody is like really questioning me about it, then I'll tell them that kind of stuff. But yeah, my holes at the first, they fell apart. I mean, but also there's so many other factors, whether you've had rain recently, how dry the ground is, like how much grass is there. Because if you're digging a hole where there's no grass, there's nothing to hold your plug together. So It's not going to look that great. Like it's just, but you do get better with time.
So Jen had me send that to you. That's actually a link for checking out buttons.
Yeah, it's like there's a whole bunch of like military buttons and dates, and it tells like what part of the military they're from, like Navy or whatever. So maybe your button is in that, and it will tell like what branch, like
because so it doesn't have like a letter, it doesn't have like an I for infantry or whatever, the A. It doesn't have any of that stuff on there, and it does look a lot like the ones in the Civil War. I was looking on there, but I was trying to look on the computer, but we're not caught up yet in real time. Oh, but yeah, but the difference of it, and now I'm going to make myself look not smart because I can't think what it's called, but whatever the wheat looking stuff is that's in the feet of the eagle, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
It's different on this button than it looks like on the ones from the Civil War one. Like it's not the same shape or design. So some people have told me, oh, it's Civil War. It's definitely, you know what I mean? And I've had people say, no, it's not. It's right past Civil War. It's an Indian War. But see, here's another reason why I think that they could be right on that is because I found a 3-ring bullet here in the yard too. I forgot about that. But it's not a mini ball. It's not Civil War. It is late 1800s. It's right past Civil War time. And they say that that's Indian War as well. So it kind of makes sense that on the same property, it might be a button from the Indian War and the bullet from the Indian War as well. But I don't know.
Well, all of these buttons on here, they range from 1832 to present.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely in that time period. So I'll check that out to see.
Yeah. So you should be able to tell. And it's like, it says general service, general staff. It tells
I think it's general service.
And then it also tells there's some little histories on it up above. And then it tells like some distinguishing marks. And then it'll tell like U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps. And it shows like the differentiated, I don't know how to say the word. So yeah, it's like gives like a whole like, and it shows the buttons and what they kind of look like.
That's awesome. See, like Wisconsin, that's the one thing I don't like about Wisconsin is we don't have that amount of history that Tennessee, Missouri, or wherever down southern states.
I was looking at that. We did actually have quite a few POW camps here. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that. Did you know that we had in Wisconsin, we had Fond du Lac had a training camp here.
Where?
I don't know. I'm assuming it was the encampment.
Where? Well, I know the Palomar Park is the encampment.
Well, we had training camp.
We have Fort Crawford is stuck on you, which I know I've not met personally, but I've seen stuck. They in Wisconsin as well?
She's 20 minutes from us.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, we were out with her and her husband on
Sunday. That's why I was like they, because I've seen her, like I've talked to her in chat, but then I've seen videos and there was a dude as well. So I was like they. Yeah. Sorry, wasn't doing pronouns, but was just saying sorry. But was just saying that.
So Traveling Hobbyist is her husband. He's at work right now, so he always listens to us while we're at work. So Matt, if you're listening, what's going on?
That took me about 3 weeks to figure out who that was.
Traveling Hobbyist. And then Stuck on You is Lindsay. So thank you guys for both being in here. He said it's his fastest couple hours while he's at work. So that's pretty cool. But I had no clue about that.
Yeah, we had the German
encampment.
German POW
Where?
prison. There was one in Milwaukee, there was one in Madison, and there was one up by Door County.
Well, I'm off on Friday. Let's go protect.
The one in Dane County now is Camp Randall.
Oh, Camp Randall Stadium.
It's over there, yeah. And then
biscuits.
And then the one in Milwaukee is covered by something. Oh, I haven't read the whole article.
Oh,
but the Door County one, I don't know.
Maybe said, I wish I was 20 minutes from Clay and Jen. And then Diving with Scuba said, I wish we were all a lot closer. Most definitely. It'd be awesome if we had a home, like a homestead. Like you drive down this road, you got a big culvert with all the houses, everybody there. Go metal detect in the backyard. Go magnet fish down by the river.
Yeah.
Japanese internet here in Arkansas during World War II. See, I love history. That's the thing. Whether it's, what kind of ever history it may be, from stuff that we've found with.
Well, okay, so look. Now I was on, you know how we have, like, how all the states have those different historical markers everywhere?
But yeah.
So we had the I don't know, Battle of Bad Axe or something like that. It was called, I don't know what it was called, something Bad Axe, but it was the Black Hawk, the Battle of Black Hawk or whatever. And that was in DeSoto, Wisconsin. And so I looked up a mile and a half south of the mile marker. He, like, whatever, like they were,
I knew there was German camps in Wisconsin.
People were like, well, the natives were like, they were all in the water dying and just everything everywhere there. Now the water is like, well, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go here. And there's a little bit over this way and a little bit off of here. And there's like a road. And the little marker is like right here. Well, a mile and a half south is like a road. And if everybody's just jumping into water and dying or getting thrown into the water, dying or whatever, I checked Google Maps and this image was ridiculous. So there's some docks. Great. But right before the docks, there's like bam, 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 bam. There's probably 10 of them. They look like train cars. Like, here's the road, here's the water, and just boom, 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 boom. And it looks like just 20 train cars lined up in the water.
Where?
Oh.
On Google Maps.
Do you still have it?
I don't know if I took the picture or not. But I'm like, what is that? And I did from different angles and I zoomed in. I'm like, what are those? They're not car shaped. They're like perfect rectangles.
Try mile detecting in my parking lot. It's been a long time. Nice. Dan Cartwright. We know Dan, along with like Stuck on You. We work out. Dan has a haunted house called Warriors Haunted Asylum. And it's awesome. I absolutely had a blast out there with him the last 2 nights. So it's been awesome. We might have to check that parking lot out. But let's see. If you look at some of these names, are German words, where Wisconsin cheeseheads come from. Very true, Mary. Very true. Mary said, look at some of the names of Wisconsin.
Well, yeah, a lot of the Germans that were over here in the POW camps, when they got released, they worked. It said they worked.
Scuba Steve said he fell down a cliff last week retrieving a magnet for someone.
Yep, and then he just said in here too, all the way to taking a pipe to the groin. Having some rough streak there.
I was like,
No, did you catch what was going on with diving with Scuba Steve? He actually traveled like 3 or 4 hours.
3 hours, 6 hours round trip.
3 hours, 6 hours round trip to help a magnet fisher get his magnet back because it was stuck or wedged under a rock.
wow.
That was pretty cool.
Well, it took me a long time before I threw the magnet because I was so scared I would lose it. Like, I had this big fear that, like, the first time I ever used it, I wouldn't be able to get it back out and I would be sad. And then, like, so it took me a while to actually throw it because then I was like, because it's special because it's a rusty magnet. It's a rusty magnet. And I could replace that if I lost it.
that magnet has been like so like if it could speak what it's seen, it would.
Oh yeah.
It was on an I-beam. Oof.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's an I-beam. That's part of it though. But the thing is too, I don't know if people know the backstory with you and I, and well, us three here. Kind of, if you want to touch a little bit on the backstory, because I believe were you using what kind of magnet were you?
So I was watching all these magnet fishing channels. I was watching that before I got into the metal detecting stuff, and like I was not participating. I was just watching it and thought it was awesome, and so I really wanted to do it, but I didn't have a magnet, and I didn't have extra money, so I couldn't buy a magnet. So I threw it out in chat, and I was like, so. All I've got are speaker magnets. I was like, would it be cool if I use speaker magnets, if I just attach that to something and threw that out there? And I'm thinking these people are going to laugh at me and they're going to think like you're crazy, like what, and Benny was in there from Kratos. This first conversation happened on Iron Antlers on their live. And I was like, well, that's all I got. Do you think would work? And they're like, you know what? Yeah, that would work. You could do that. And like, nobody was stuck up. Like I thought the people were really going to laugh at me, and they were like, you might not pull in like the biggest, stuff with it, but if it's magnetic, it'll catch on to something. You'll bring something in. And so I was really excited about it. And then I'd had those, we all had the hesitation. Yeah. So I was going to use it, but I kept these. I'd found these magnets actually that I had, and I'd stored them out at a building at my dad's house. So I went to go find them, and the magnets were gone. He was like, I thought that was trash. He said, I threw it away. So then I come into the live stream and I was all sad because I was like, well, I can't even throw the speaker magnets because now I don't have the speaker magnets. And so I was very lucky that Clay and Jen offered to send me their rusty magnets. So I have a rusty magnet.
That was awesome. That was the Rogue Magnetics Beast. It's a 1,200 pound single sided magnet.
Yeah.
So that was.
I had it, and I didn't have a rope to throw. It was the first problem. I was like, do I need a special rope, to do this on? Which now I'm just throwing it on an anchor rope that has the little clip on the end that I got at Walmart, and that's what I use. Like I don't know if that's right or wrong, but it's worked for me so far. But so then once I had, what's that?
There is no right or wrong.
Yeah. So obviously, if I was allowed to just hear this, if I was allowed to throw my speaker magnet, but so then I was real nervous. I was like, I'm going to lose it. And I was like, if I lose it, most of these locations where I'm at, like, I'm going to have no way of getting this thing back. You know what I mean? Like, so it took me a while. I was scared. I was like, I don't want to lose my magnet. But then I finally did it. And then I was like, it was so much fun. Like, what do I wait for?
It's really nice to have you in here. Chris maybe said, Hot Mess, put it on eBay. It's retro now.
Yeah. Okay, Sam.
Well, see, what I'm doing is I'm waiting for Clay and Jen to get even bigger. And then I'm going to auction it off. I'm just kidding.
It's yours. You can do whatever you want to with it.
No, it's special. I got to keep it. Hopefully I don't lose it. Like, I still have that fear in the back of my mind, but I am using it at least.
Most definitely. I'm glad that we were able to. I know it took a little bit of time. And then speaking of that too, a little while later, you won a contest from this.
And I had that tonight. I would have to turn the camera off to put it. It was going to be in my background today. And it fell behind the couch right before I went backstage. So I was trying to make it cute and I had it on the back. So it's okay, but I can't reach it. And I'm not going to climb over the back of the couch on this live stream. That'd be a view and nobody wants. But I was going to have it going. So yes, I won the light with my, the LED light with my logo on it, which I love it. Like I've been live before and just like didn't want to be on camera and just had it aimed toward the light, you know what I mean? And like I'd mess around with the different settings and like everybody's just talking about the light the whole time. But I was gonna have it and it's behind the couch. So we're not gonna get that on this stream. But I was gonna surprise y'all with having it up there going, but whoops. I had to fight the dog from the seat too. The dog was sitting here and was like, no, what are you doing? Because I don't usually sit in this spot. It just had better lighting. So like I had to move her. It was just a mess. But So yeah, I won that light.
That's not hers.
This is
No, she's got her logo on hers. I've got it.
Yeah, I mean it's on my shorts, but that was before I knew to pull the tape off or pull the protective stuff off.
This is her most recent one. Oh, that's the most recent one. I apologize. That's the most recent one that you did. And then you sent me your logo. And then Jen, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. It's that time of night that I start to act great.
But yeah, so anybody I've not updated, I've not put the one on there, but I didn't know it had the little protective plastic on it to keep it, from getting scratched. So the video that's uploaded, it's on my shorts. There's not that many shorts on my channel. Has the little protective thing on it, and I didn't know.
Brockton said to turn your camera off for a second and go get it.
Well,
Brockton.
I could.
Brockton, it's been like Mark said, it's been a while that Brockton has been off doing his he's had a new job, so he's been doing his new job and stuff like that. But it's nice to have Brockton always back in here. Clayton, go back to your closet, Mary said. Oh, but yeah, it's been like I said, I'm looking forward to this year. I don't know if you've heard some of the bigger stuff that we're going to be doing this year for the waffles for the event. But one of the things that we're going to be doing this year is we have a GoPro Hero 10 with accessories and a charger. Jen. Sorry.
I can't get out. Can you just get up and turn your wheels?
They are, but you. Where are you going? The box is right
There's traveling hobbyist.
Yep.
Really?
So yeah, traveling hobbyist is in here. I guess he was door dashing tonight.
He forgot my house.
Clay next year, 2024. So you guys, I'm gonna put this up here real quick. Let's see. Trash for Cash 2024 is Cash App and the PayPal. So if anybody is interested in getting in on this, the proceeds will be going to the event for next year.
And we will write your name on a raffle ticket, put it in a bucket, and then at the event you will already be in the bucket. So this setup would not be possible.
There you go.
Would not be possible without these people donating. So Mad Mag, Stuck on You, Johnny's Corner, Bad Influencer, Wendy's Excellent Adventures all contributed to the purchase of this wonderful setup here.
Ooh.
It's bagged and tagged. We haven't opened anything for your pleasure.
So that is the GoPro Hero 10.
And how much was the raffle?
It's going to be $20 a spot, unlimited spots. Yep. $20 a spot, unlimited spots. It will be closed a month prior to the event. So April 2024, it will be closed, and then it will be back up and running at the event.
I can remember that because that's when I go to Bone, when I go up there to New Hampshire. So I'll know that it needs to be done before that. But
so if you do put anything, if you do get in, anybody gets into this, there's the charger as well. If you do Cash App or PayPal, make sure you guys put in there like GP, so that way Maddie and Johnny can keep track of what the money's for and stuff like that. Because like all the proceeds from this for the GoPro Hero 10 will be going to Autism Tennessee for this year's event. And that right there, you guys, is where it's at. This is the whole entire accessory case.
oh wow.
This is what, $350 value?
It's,
Was it three?
Oh, I don't even remember. I think it was close to 3 something. I sent it to somebody.
But yes, going across the bottom is how to enter. $20 a spot.
This is everything that's in that case.
So you have everything that you need to start out for, whether you're metal detecting, diving. That's got a lot of stuff in there. Nice.
Yeah, it looks like it's got like a little tripod thing.
Yeah, it's got a tripod, selfie stick. bunch of stuff in there.
Head strap, chest mount, wrist strap. It's got a wrist strap.
I got the wrist strap right here.
It's got the
Oh, that's not actually.
little car mount thing. It does have the little. It does have it's got the bicycle handle mount on it too, but it looks like it's got the it's got a selfie stick, and I don't know if this is a flexible tripod mount, like the one that wraps
No.
around or not.
No.
So you got a backpack mount?
Yeah, it's got. Whoa, nice.
Is that the backpack mount?
Yeah, that's the backpack,
It's a backpack mount. What is this one?
That's your wrist strap.
Oh, that's the wrist strap right there.
Oh,
So what's that one?
I don't know. Good question. It's got stuff I've never even seen. And it comes with a GoPro case. It's got the really long extension. That's a pretty sweet setup.
Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff, guys. Look at all that.
So Mary asked, is that GoPro clay proof? No, because it's the same style GoPro that I have and I use. How many spots are open? Unlimited spots. Bad Company Adventures. It's a $20 spot. Going across the bottom of the screen, Johnny's Corner. Well, the money sign, Johnny's Corner's Cash App at Autism Tennessee 2024 is PayPal. Make sure you guys look for the logo in order to do make sure everything goes to the proper spot. I believe the last time I saw it, we were already at $696 raised for the event, which it might be more now, but it's an awesome start. I know Johnny had a goal, I think, of 5,000. Was it?
I think so.
I think it was 5,000. But like I said, it's unlimited spots. The more money we can raise, the more we can help out these kids from Autism Tennessee. So that's that. What was I going to say now, Jen?
I have no idea. I'm trying to look for that.
Is there any questions that you had for us?
Any questions that I have for you? What's your favorite thing you found with your metal detector? And what is it?
This is like a commemorative coin.
Oh,
But it has the 10 commandments on it.
oh okay.
It's aluminum, so it rang up as like a pull tab.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, just another pull tab. And I pulled it up, and this thing was like in the plug. So it's
Well, I mean, they sound good. Like I bring up tokens and stuff, like, and they do those at those hunts and stuff. So they do sound good.
Yeah, and that's what it came up. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. I'm like, sure, I'll take that, because I've never really found anything that was real. I found my first weedie out in the middle of a woods that people were like, you're not going to find anything out there. I found a weedie, and I found some like coin that had like a Chinese marking on it, but ended up being like a token for something. That's about the only things that I found really cool.
It didn't have Chinese marking on it. It was that casino token.
The casino token. I thought
There was a casino token.
this one.
Yeah, that's a horseshoe. It's a casino token, game token.
Oh. I don't know. That one.
Put your life together.
That's the one that I found right there.
Is that the token thing? I mean, the Chinese thing?
It's a game token, Jen said, but I always thought it was like a
Oh.
Chinese, it looks like an upside down, like, I don't know what it looks like. One free play.
I don't know if this will show up in this little case I got it in, but this was my first silver coin. It was a Standing Liberty.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, that's
Probably upside down. But yeah, that was my first one. And I was really hooked at that point.
Brockton made it a good point here. Make sure you put friends and family for PayPal.
Oh, yeah.
It was like
I don't have too many of my little found around me, but
So
I
the
had a couple.
GoPro, Jen just figured out. So the GoPro and all the accessories was a $370 value. So that's kind of where
Had to math it.
Jen had to math her up. So you said you found gold as well, though?
Yeah, I found a. I don't know if I have this stuff with me or not. But yeah, I found like a religious pendant that was yellow gold, white gold, and rose gold on it. And then there's a ring, but I know I don't have it right here with me. But I don't know. I don't have it. I moved everything around when I went to that Masters of Metal thing because you have to be able to identify different target. It's a different type of metal. It's a competition. It's not a hunt, like a normal hunt. But you had to work on identifying things by sound. And so I pulled it out, but I don't think I have it right here. I don't know where I stuck it.
Oh wow!
But yeah, but I found gold. I found a ton of silver. The Simplex loves silver. I'll tell you that much. Like once you start finding it, you'll find it more often. But
we gotta talk then sometime and have to figure out how to get that set up better.
Yeah, because it loves silver. Then I got this little find over here with me. This is the center cap off of a 1920s Chevrolet, like the wooden wheel type cars. You know what I mean? Like right after the Model T type stuff.
Nice.
That's awesome. See, I'd like to find stuff like that because I do really enjoy. I love gear. Like I'm a gearhead. I love working on cars. I love being around cars and stuff like that. So stuff like that, I'd love to find. How do you decide between donations are going towards the GoPro? There has to be a note somewhere in there. There has to be a note in there that says GP. Or if you get in on the race, you need to message Maddie or Johnny and let them know how much you got in and when it was sent. Julie said, "Hey Jen, I saw your tiny hands on Temu."
Nice. I got mine on.
Chris maybe said, "What Simplex does Hot Mess have? The Simplex Plus, and then you have the Legend, correct?"
Yeah, the Simplex Plus and the Legend.
Nice. That's one I believe Chris has as well as the Simplex Plus.
The one thing to go. Which one do you have? The Simplex.
I have the Simplex Plus. I have. This is the one what mine looks like right here.
I think my favorite thing to go from the Simplex Plus to the Legend is, how when you turn on your pinpointer, you have to mute it on your Simplex because it's like the Legend doesn't do that. So like whenever I go back to using the Simplex, because sometimes I just want to, I'm so familiar with that machine, or sometimes the Legend is dead. You know what I mean? Like it takes a long time to use up that battery, so it's just from not charging it. You know what I mean? Like. But and the Legend comes with a backup battery too that you can have charged, so that you can just plug it right up and use it that way too. So it's pretty bad if you don't have any battery with your Legend. But I've used it still, and I forget about that pinpointer, and so like I'll find the target, and I'll go with that pinpointer in, and I'm like because it just screams at you.
Yeah, I don't have headphones for mine.
Oh, I didn't either with the Simplex.
Yeah.
No, I'm making earmuffs to block it because I'm like no, because it just automatically starts going crazy, and I'm doing it on live streams all the time, and I'm like, I'm sorry everybody.
Oh, doesn't the Legend has a smaller coil though, doesn't it?
So I have if you get the Pro Pack, then it comes with a little, I call it my baby coil, but it's like a 6-inch coil, which I prefer it. Like I use it 90% of the time because one, it's easier on your arm because if you have everything stuck on the Legend, it's kind of hard to swing it after a while. Your arm's getting, worn out and stuff like that. So I like it for that reason. But I also just like the way that it's so easy to pinpoint where the thing is, because you're just, you're on it. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't know. I know how to do it with my Simplex, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, but you don't have to use that pinpoint button when you're trying to find something, because if you go over it and you're here beep beep beep, whatever, and you go off to where you don't hear it beep anymore, you just kind of turn on it and you do the exact same thing, And so you find it and then you move it off to where it's not like beeping. And then it's going to be like 2 inches in front of it. But you don't even have to know that. On the Simplex, if you can find the spot where it's beeping, like on the coil where it says nope to macro, it's going to be underneath that. So like right above, like, yeah, like if you look at the coil right above where the shaft comes in and meets the coil, like it'll say like where there's like a square and it says nope to macro or something. Yeah, right there. Underneath that is where it's going to be.
So
That's
if
where
it-
like
if I get that real fine beeping, it's right
when
underneath
you're
that.
on it, yeah, when you hear the best sound of it, it's going to be underneath that.
Really?
Like, yeah.
On that note, I'm going to bed because I learned something new.
You're going to say you're going to go dig up my yard again. I was going to say, no, you're not.
But yeah, so that's the one thing. Like with the Simplex, it's going to be under that. The only time it's not, I mean, like the only time it's maybe slightly to the side is if it's like an iron halo. But like still, if you dig your hole to where that's where it's at, it's going to be in that spot. Like it's real easy with the Simplex. But like the little baby coil, I mean, like the coil's only this big. So if you're on BBB, you know it's under that coil. You know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know.
Wow.
But I like it, and I found tons of stuff from the 1800s with that little baby quilt. So it goes deep. Like it's, yeah. To me, I just prefer to use it. Now, when I go to this hunt out in the middle of the woods, I'm gonna take like a little backpack and keep the big one on me, because if it's like a huge area with no targets, you know what I mean? It's like you're going forever without a signal. It's gonna be good to put the big one back on because it picks up more area, you know what I mean? So like, you know, less swinging to find something, I guess. But
Okay.
But I prefer that little baby coil. And you can get the smaller ones, you know, the LG or no, the Sim. What's it called for the 24? Not the LG, but the somebody in the chat will correct me. The LG is for the Legend 24, but the whatever it is for the Simplex, it's the same one, the same shape and size. That's a good one. Like if you want a smaller coil.
Gotcha. Because
I can't remember what it's called now.
I've heard a lot of people talk about the coil being a lot of people talking about the difference in coils makes obviously a lot of difference, but I've heard a lot of people say that they've had good luck with the coil that comes with it.
Yeah. I just love the little one, which, I mean, mine came with both, you know, the little one, but like the stock coil, I really love that little one. Like, and it's real good for, I don't park hunt as much as I used to, but like, you know, the tot lots and stuff, if you can get real close to the pieces of the playground equipment, because it's, you know, it's a smaller coil, you can get closer to it without having to change your sensitivity. But yeah, so I don't know, I just like the little one. Yours came with 2 coils as well? Yeah.
Mine did. Mine only came with the one.
Oh, I was reading Scuba Steve said mine came with 2 coils, but I don't know what Scuba Steve is swinging.
Park Rat Pat's in here, by the way, too. Nice to have you in here, Park Rat Pat. So that is going to be, I think, you're all right with wrapping up for the night? We're not here for about an hour and a half.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, because our child upstairs decided to take a shower right now.
A bath.
Or a bath, I mean.
So I don't know if you can hear the water running right above us, because we are in the cave down in the basement.
That's funny.
But if anybody has noticed, our Wi-Fi is better because we got a pod for the basement. So now we have Wi-Fi better down here.
But with that, though, we do have, I wanted to make a quick announcement, too. If all things go well tomorrow, we will have a very, very, very special, interesting guest next week. Like, I am excited about this. Like, this was a lot of work to get this person on here. So, this is going to be an interesting one if we can get him on here. So, next week,
no one has had him yet.
Nobody has had him yet. So, that's going to be an interesting one. But, Hot Mess, I appreciate it. I finally got to have you up on our live. So, that is awesome. Thank you so much for coming up. And like I said to everyone before, you're always welcome up here.
Thank you.
So if there's anything else, I do have to do one more thing on here. So
what do you say? I'll do it if they let me. What's that? Oh, Redtober.
Okay. So I just dropped your link again as well.
Mary said, "Oh Lord, Clayton is getting his cherry."
Oh, Lord,
Yeah. Better not say that. You might scare him away.
I know. I'm not going to say that to this one. This has been a long, hard time to get this one up here. So this one's going to be awesome next week, Tuesday, 7:30 Central Time. But the link for Hot Mess Fishin is right there. Make sure you guys head over to her channel. Make sure you guys don't forget to like her videos, leave a comment, and make sure you guys subscribe. That's the whole point of us doing these lives, is to help get to know the people, help to get them to grow, and follow up with them in maybe a year or so and see how everyone's doing. So with that though, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you guys same time, same channel, same place.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.